The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, hello, can you hear me? Do we have, I got green bars, can somebody speak to me? Can they hear me? Hey, 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 you can hear me? Good. Yes, lovely jubbly. How is everybody? Good. A bit hectic. Kids are all at home. Homework and all that kind of stuff. We're lucky we've got the sun shining today, so they managed to do their homework outside. And then France is on lockdown. I think the States are too now, isn't it? I think. Good. Got all your supplies. Got plenty of bog roll, toilet roll. Right. Okay. Let me just do the disclaimer and everything. Get that all done, and then we can get on with it. Can you hear me loud and clear? Okay. Yeah. Just making sure my mic and everything's up high. Disclaimer. Trading foreign exchange on the margin carries high level of risk and may not be suitable for investors or traders. There are no guarantees of profit and most forex traders lose money. Past performance is not indicative of future results. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Before deciding to invest in foreign exchange, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss some of all of your initial investment, and therefore you should only invest in money that you can afford to lose. You should be aware of all the risk associated with foreign exchange trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts or uncertainties. This presentation and all its contents, including past trades and potential trade setups, is for educational and informational purposes only. Using any strategies, techniques or software mentioned in this presentation is also risky. We make no guarantees of profit of any kind. The presenter is not a licensed financial professional and therefore will not give any financial advice or recommendations. All information in this presentation is our opinion and may not reflect the truth or reality in the world of trading. Please use your own good judgment and seek advice from a qualified consultant before believing, accepting and acting upon any information in this presentation. This is not a solicitation to invest. Hypothetical performance results have many inherent limitations, some of which are described below. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those shown. In fact, there are frequently sharp differences between hypothetical performance results and the actual results subsequently achieved by any particular trading program. One of the limitations of hypothetical performance results is that they are generally prepared with the benefit of hindsight. In addition to hypothetical trading does not involve financial risk, and no hypothetical trading record can completely account for the impact of financial risk in actual trading. For example, the ability to withstand losses or to adhere with a particular trading results program in spite of trading losses and material of points, which can also adversely affect actual trading results. There are numerous other factors related to the markets in general or to the implication of any specific trading program which cannot be fully accounted for in the preparation of hypothetical performance results, and all of which can adversely affect your actual trading results. Rewards plain disclaimer. Your actual commissions and visitor income will vary depending on your work ethic, work you spend on customer acquisition, and the quality of the customer you refer. Please take a screenshot or visit www.disclaimer.com. Right, it's done. Okay, just turn that off. Right, let's have a look at that one there. Right, okay. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to go right back to basics. Because how many beginners do we have here? First timers?
Anybody first timers with me, or first time with tab 29? I've just got into tab 29. Okay, right. Got a couple of you, yeah, brilliant. Well, welcome. My name's Tony, and Tony Harmonic Archimedes, which is my my stage name, my trader's name. So it's Tony Dyer anyway. So I live in France, west coast of France, right on the beach. And yeah, that's it. I've got a couple of kids, and they're at home. They can be fun, but not when they're around 24/7 for, oh God, I don't know how long they're going to be around for because of this lockdown. But anyway, right. Do we have any questions? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right back because I can see I've got a few beginners here to kind of get an understanding of what is important when you first get introduced to tab 29, okay, through the videos and watching Steve Greger's videos, which is really obviously very important to watch and take notes, okay, and post if you can. I know there's been problems on Facebook or something, I believe. Okay, so as for beginners, in the first videos, what you guys need to understand is not having a 30 as influence to your trade. This is important because over time when I'm posting your trades, you'll get understanding and also journaling why it was good and why it was not, to help you slowly get a better understanding how waveology and stacking up your probabilities to create positive pips. Okay, of course you'll lose pips, that's just the way it goes. Okay, so right, you have to excuse the charts are a bit blocky because I've completely rearranged everything. These are not my charts because it's far more, it's just too much going on for you guys. Okay, so I've kind of taken it all back to the bare, okay, to kind of help to get understanding. Okay, right. Right, let me just delete some of these things here. Yeah, the markets are not very good. Well, we've got a lot of uncertainty going on in the world at the moment. I think the GU's just hit the 30-year or 35-year low. So it's been a day or two since it's got that low. So yeah, this it's can be a bit dodgy. Okay. Right. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, no. Okay, a couple of beginners. Right. Okay, just for I've been learning tab 29 for what's that? 29 years. Don't understand what the difference between the power 15 on tab 29 and the peak 15 on fast 33. Okay, right. Trevor, have you been watching, have you watched any of the videos that Steve talks about? What the difference between the powers and the peaks? Because that's advisable, because you probably wouldn't need to ask that question if you'd watched the videos. So I've got it written here. I suppose I could kind of say something. Where is it? Okay. What did I put it? Right. Okay. So the peak power 10 has 12 indicators. Okay. P1, 4, P30, 4. Okay. So taking the average of all of them. Okay. But you need to go and watch the videos to get a better understanding. Okay. Because it's easy for me to tell you, but you learn far more and actually writing it down. to to understand what it is. Okay, because it's important to know. Okay. Right. So what can I say? What should I do? I marked up a few just about an hour ago to kind of help to see if you can get any questions in or why this is or not a good trade to be in. Okay. So let's take number one, this one here. Let me get the some little bit of understanding here. Okay. Excuse the wicks, you're gonna have to. It's really wicky. That's one thing of your beginners is to be careful of the wicks. Okay, because of the wicks coming out each side, that is indecision. It's a gamble, becomes a gamble. Okay, you want to see clear, clean candles, which I'll show you directly. Okay, it's just a mess. This is just messy. Okay, right. Okay, so we have understanding now. You can see. Okay, this we have the 10-minute. And you can see this is influence, 30 is snaking, so no trade. Okay, so now you can see the power 10 cycling the 30 up. Okay, doesn't quite get to the extreme, probably because there's probably a bit of downward pressure, because now it's cycling it back down again. Okay, let's have a look. Right. Okay, so price is coming down. Okay, you set your alerts. Okay, your alert goes off. Power 10 has reached the extreme. How would you feel about this one here? Okay, so we know the 30 is not of influence. Okay, excuse, it is blocked, like I said. Okay, but now that we know the 30 is in the power zone. Okay, so can anybody tell me what's wrong with this? Okay, for me, I raise caution on this. Give me one reason why. Yeah, it's against the trend. Potentially. Okay. Okay, the bars, green bars, we got green bars. Okay, so looking at this here, looking at green bars. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So potentially it's a trade. What's the P1 doing? See, this what concerns me. Okay, we know the 30 is coming down. Okay, the P1 has come down, and what has it done? It's gone right down into extreme. This kind of shows a little bit of there's downward pressure occurring here. It's great for you beginners to get in there and play with these trades. And as you can see, okay, it pulls up. Okay, it's still gone, what, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17 pips. Okay, but who knows, it could have gone literally 1 or 2 pips or not, or just dropped right back down. Okay, so I do find the P1 can be a little bit, it's in the video, Steve does talk about if you enter a lower level, you've got to treat it as the candle closes. Okay, and trend bar flips, you're out of the trade. Okay, for instance, so it would be about here or so. Okay, okay, yeah, right, number 2, this one here. Okay, now we know the 30 is moving up. Okay, we can see it. Okay, 30 is in the power zone. Okay, so it's not of any influence for the next several minutes. We have, I don't know if any of you beginners understand divergence. Right, okay, so we got divergence here. Okay, so what's happening? Price has gone higher from this initial P1 going up to extreme. And the P1 has created a lower high, okay, which has created divergence. Okay, and price has dropped. Okay. Okay. Right. Any questions on this? okay, that I've done here, okay? Kind of understanding, okay? A little understanding going on there, okay? Let me just, right, okay. So as beginners, you get to understand, okay, when you get the 10-minute, you set your alerts. You guys know how to set your alerts? You beginners? Yeah, okay, great. So when your alert goes off, depending on where you are, what you're doing, gives you time to come in and see where you are in the trade, or where you are potentially into a trade. Now, what about, okay, so you guys understand on your 1 minute, you have to have the minimum of 5 pips. Okay, so you can see here, okay. So you got your channel here, okay. So make sure they're always on 5s and not on 2, okay. Certainly a minimum of 5, okay. Right, let's have a look and see what else we got. Well, actually, I'll do that in a minute, actually. Right, okay. Let's have a look here. Okay. Right, what we got here? How about this? You beginners, or anybody really? Yeah, from 500 channels. No, they are 5. But channel size, if you're trading in a channel size, you don't want anything really. I mean, 8 is kind of minimal, but really you want to be looking at 10 pip channels. Okay, so you can kind of like this thing here. It's about 10 pips, 11 pips. I think this is. Okay, you can see it's barely breaking it. That's one way to get an understanding about your channel size. Or my favorite is where are you? Oh, here we are. Is shadow bands. Okay, so there's another indication. So basically you can see the 1 minute EMA, okay, and you can see the 5. But look what price is doing. So that's literally just that. There's your channel size, isn't it? Okay. Sorry, that's 8. Sorry, not 5. It's 8. 5s, there is 5s. I don't use the 5s. Okay. All right. Or you can use it there, but I just use, like I say, I just use the 8. Okay. So that can give you an idea. Okay. But also to help with your trading, it's easy just to take your 10-minute, into harmonic. But you want confirmations. You want to kind of give yourself confirmation. It would either be a pitchfork or a trend line, or a bounce off the shadow bands or the harmonic targets. We have harmonic targets we can use. We have, okay. So kind of, you've got the daily close as well. We have. Which I like to use and see. Okay, so this is probably the DC 45, potentially actually the 30s influence there. Okay, so that's the sort of thing which will help you to give you a little bit more confidence in entering a trade. It's not just entering a trade just because the 10 is at the in the extreme. Okay. And this is horrible. Look at the size of the channel size. It's barely breaking out of the 13 and barely breaking out of the 8. So, what's that about? What, just 5, 6 pips, 7 pips, kind of? Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it could easily not going to give you anything. By the time you paid in your spread and everything else, you're, it's not very good. Okay, but it's nice to see. I do like to see things like, let's have a look. Is okay if this was moving nicely, okay, down, and I get this bounce off here, okay, and I can see the 10's coming to extreme, and now the 10's moving out, and I'm getting divergence, okay. The 30 is not in influence, okay, so it can give you what, 5 pips a day. Okay, right, rather. Okay, right. Okay, let's just go these questions here a minute. I apologize in advance. My icon of orange instead of green. My English writing is so I can. My first session with you is okay if I ask what's your type of. My type of tearing. I don't tear. Tearing besides harmonic. Pitchfork scanners and trend lines. So what do I do? Well, I keep my trading as simple as possible. Basically, all I do is use. I like my pitchforks more so on the 1 minute, but that's just me as a personal thing, and I will use trend lines. Okay, so let's have a look. So it's just to build up confirmation on different things. I'm trying to see quickly what we've got. Trying to see something that's a bit cleaner than this. Colour size. I've gone too far now, haven't I? That. So there's 3 examples on there. Let me see what the pair have I got here. The US CAD. Okay, right. Okay, so there we are. There's another thing as well. In the videos as well, Steve talks about trend lines on the indicators as well. Okay, so you can see how. You can see how the 30 is moving up. Okay, it's not really. It's just kind of come out of the power zone. Okay. Obviously the 10's cycling up. Okay, it's come up and gone into extreme. Okay, now we got the P1 that's obviously doing the same thing. Okay, so it's creating, pulling the 10 up, getting down and up, and now you can see for me at this point I would be, that's the power 10. Sorry, the P1 is can't really go much further than into the extreme. So that's kind of an indication that I believe potentially that this. See, we got here. Okay, so it's about there, isn't it? Okay, and about there. If you think, there may be an INS line or something here. Okay, you get the 2 pip pullback. Okay, trend bars turn red. Yeah, enter the trade. No, not for me. Okay, because you can see how the power one's gone in, the P1's gone in. Okay, but now it's dropped back down, and also the 30's coming up. But when you see you've got this, okay, so you've even got. I don't like divergences so far apart. I mean, that's 10. It's a good 12 pip divergence on price there, but I do like the way the P1's created a lower high and also a lower high on the 3rd time, which created a little trend line in the indicator. Okay, so all that stuff's in the videos, so you can kind of pick that and just journal it, okay, and play with it. Okay, So with the money management, whatever it will be, okay, price may have pulled out the trend bias turned green, but hasn't. Well, still 2-pip pullback, so you may be into here. Okay, and then price drops back. Okay, what's that? 5-10 pips or so. P1 gone to the extreme. Trend bias not turned green until about full green till about there. Okay, this is about there. So there. Okay, or you exit the trade. Okay. Do you wait for all peaks to be in one extreme? All peaks? You're a beginner, aren't you? How long have you been here? Esteban? Excuse me if I'm not pronouncing your name right. Not right there. Okay, so you've been 1 month. So have you posted any trades to get your feedback and understanding and journaling where you are? Because it's so important for yourself. I've done it. I've been there, done it. Go on in there and get an understanding of what enter a trade. Like in one of Steve's videos, it's the OCRs, he says, you look at a trade, the alert's gone off. Where is the 30? Okay. So what is the 30 doing? Okay. So then I got an idea. It's always in my head. I got an idea. What am I going to do? Okay. So really, for you, don't worry about what I do. It's important for yourself to have an understanding. So you've got that understanding and you build that knowledge up over time. So as you build a knowledge and understanding what the 30 is doing, and you're either taking it here or taking it there, and over time when you've got that full understanding what the 240 is doing, because the influence on the 240 has influence on the 30, but you need to have an understanding of what the 30 is doing. Okay. Okay, I'll just move that out of the way. Right. I'll show you some pointers in a minute. I mean, you can see, for instance, okay, like for an idea, okay, we know the where are we here? Where are we there then? Oh, right, okay, we've got a few up. So you can see the 240 snake in here, okay? 240 is at the upper extreme, okay? So we had the 30, let's got a retrace of the 30, okay? To the lower extreme, going back up, upward pressure, okay? So when you get an understanding, you can see to get into a sell would be a little dodgy potentially, okay? Or maybe you want to go with impulsivity, okay? Don't try and fight it, okay? That comes with experience and time. Okay, well, not yet. Going through the videos first. Yeah, so you're really right at the start. So that's what you want to concentrate on. If I could take the 240 off, I would. It doesn't come off. So that's absolutely what you got to do there. Okay, just get an understanding. Post in the trades. Keep a journal. Remember, it's not a sprint; it's a marathon. You know, it's sort of like reading a book, I suppose. You know, and you've got to start from the beginning to understand what it's all about by the time you get to that particular stage of the book. Same in trading and learning. Okay. Let's have a look. What else we got here? Got some more. Okay, so right. Okay, so we know. Okay, so the 30 is left to the extreme and it's moving down. Okay, and it's kind of just outside of power zone. Look how the 10 has come in and it's starting to snake. Okay. And then you're thinking about, ooh, where can I possibly get in to a potential buy? But look how quickly that moved down. Okay, that's a strong force pulling it down. Okay, I wonder why. Let's have a look. Okay, are you down? It's down here. Okay, yeah. A 30 gone down to extreme. Okay. Got a long way. All right, next one. Oh, is that okay? So snakes, sliders, or you avoid sliders? Right, this is a little better, I think. Okay. Right. Okay, we don't really know. I mean, obviously, yeah, we know the 30's left. Okay, there's a lot of movement that's occurred between what the 30's done here than what price has done here. Okay, so you know, just I like this. This is what I like to see. These big movements up and down. Okay, so we know it's coming down. Okay, you see the 30's moving down. All this channel size is a bit slow. No, it's quite impulsive down. So here we are. Okay, so we got a slider. Okay, avoid. Okay, now we see a bit of rejection. Okay, price has moved up. Okay, and then price moves back down again. We got divergence occurring. You can see how the power 10 is starting to move out of the extreme, and how now the power P1 is creating higher highs. Okay, there we are. We got divergence there. Okay, see, okay. So that's just kind of this. Obviously, being a beginner, having understanding, because don't get frustrated. If don't come with a problem in your head, find the solution. You know, I'm not doing this right. What's wrong? What am I doing wrong? What? Why am I? You know, ask yourself these questions. How can I improve? What am I doing wrong? Find the answer. The answer's there. You know, helping to stack up the probabilities of you creating pips, you know. So let's have a look, see what we might have. We've got shadow bands. Let's just got a few little things here. What's that there? Okay. See here, there might, no, there's not. There is nice to see if there's a little trend line there, or even a pitchfork, you know. You might be able to, that's what it is, guys. That's as easy said than done. I find it's a bit messy there, isn't it? But, let's take this out of the way. Fine, qualified hits, really. Ideally, a traditional pitchfork I use. If not, you need it to be qualified. Okay. Or a third hit on a trend line, but then it could be a third hit on a pitchfork on as a trend line. Okay. Is that okay? Do you guys understanding? I've gone through the videos. Not yet. Going through the videos first. Okay, then we'll post more. Yeah, that's what you need to do there. Sort of, and you know, and just get an understanding what's happening. Okay. And once you understand, once you start to get understanding, your trades, your trade, it just gets better. Okay, where are we? That one there. Then where are we? Got a couple more here, I think. Where are we here? But you can see they just, once you set the alerts, you just set the alerts and then see where the 30 is. Okay, what's the 30 doing? Okay, so we've got this one here. It's the DC 45 or the daily close on that one. So yeah, so straight off the that's off the SCS. That's a support, nicely support. I have resistance. Sorry. Okay, it's a shot around 21.34, bouncing off 34. Okay, with a small. We got here. You can see the power. You can see the one coming up. P1 coming up. Okay, as the 10's coming up. Okay, the 30's dropping down. Okay, potentially dropping down. And what do we got here? 10's got in straight in. There we are. It's not clean, not very clean, but you can see there is dial. Maybe not actually. That's a bit there. There and there. It is kind of. But even here, you've got the power one. So the power one, the P1. Okay, it's created a lower high. Okay, power 10 is leaving, and you've got the 10 bars flip. Okay. And it's been rejected off the shadow band 34. Okay. It's just running a few little things here. No, that's messy, horrible. Don't like that. Right, okay, let's have a look and see what we got here then. Any questions, any further questions here? So you're understanding that then, Trevor? Got understanding? And everybody else? Esteban? Is that right? Am I pronouncing your... Yeah, right. Cool, okay. Where are you from? Spain? Sounds Spanish. Costa Rica, cool. Got another coach that's from Costa Rica. He's the power man of the Power 62. Todd. He does his lessons on. I didn't bring the thing. I couldn't find the. I couldn't find the schedule. I think he's midweek. I think he's Tuesdays and Wednesdays he does the Power 62. But the information's in the Scans, Fox and Fibos, and I'll find it next week and make sure I get it up. Okay. He does a great session. All the guys, Clay, everybody, Mackenzie's coming back. She's going to be doing back to the beginners pitchforks. There's a lot of things going on, and our other guy Josh, he does intermediate pitchforks, and the other Josh, Gosh Grulner, does the intermediate pitchforks, and the other Josh, he does beginners waveology. He'll be back. No problem there, Trevor. He'll be back soon. I think within a couple of weeks or so. He does beginners waveology. Okay, so yeah, great sessions there, guys. Right, this is messy. Don't like that. Small channels. It's enough to put you off. Okay, you can see the channel size. Okay, it's messy, horrible. Okay, but you find that out. Where are we? Have I done that? Okay, I think I've done them all. And also you can see the 240's gone back into the extreme. Right. Oh, the GU's actually stopped dropping like a stone. Okay. Right. I don't think there's anything. I couldn't find anything on this pair at all. It's literally been, as you can see, snake, 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 snake. Okay. This pair can be great, but also it can be really wicky, very wicky. Okay. Look at those wicks. Anybody got a lighter? Candlesticks there. Whoa. Right, actually I've marked something up, so there must be something here. Okay, there. Right. Okay. So let's find some confirmations on this trade. My alert's gone off. Beep, beep, beep. Right. Okay. And I look at it. Okay, I can see the 30s moving down. Okay, right. Okay, so I've got some kind of P1's created a lower, higher low. Not that there. I don't like that there. No. But here, I don't like so much the lower level stuff here. Okay, it's fine. It's just my person. It's just me. Okay. But I do like the way the P1 has come out extreme, and you can see the power 10 is just starting. You get a 2-pip pullback. The trend bars turn green, and then you go. Okay. So 30 not of an influence. Let's see what we might have. Okay, this is probably off. That's off the DC45, I reckon. See, and also harmonic targets on the 30. It's I do like. Okay, which is highly recommended. Okay, where are we here? What was that one there? I wasn't showing it. Have I put it on? Here we are. Yeah, DC45. Was that one? Oh no, this one. Oh yeah, the daily close. Here we are. It's a daily close. And off the shadow band 13. Oh no, this is one, wasn't it? So yeah. You can see this is becoming an influence now. The 30 is breaking down, certainly from this last entrance. Okay, potentially off 13. Okay, price has still moved up. You know, pips, take it. You know, what P1 almost to extreme. Turn bars turn red out. Okay, but the videos Steve teaches all about this. If there is a lower level, okay, on the P1, okay, how to treat it. Okay. Okay. Okay, any other questions, guys? No questions, no more, nothing really. I've just kind of shown you guys to remember to try and keep it simple. Don't clog your charts up with too much because it becomes too much. Don't have too many pairs up and having loads of alerts, because some pairs, they work very similar together, not necessarily, but you may well get certain, so many alerts going off at the same time, and then you're looking at this one, then you're looking at that, you're looking at that. That's only from experience, from my personal experience. I had too many pairs up when I first started, and I ended up just going down to 2 pairs, I think it was. That was the GU and the GJ. And once my RAS kind of got adapted to what I was doing, I was able to go on to something, to put onto another pair. Okay. There's probably great places here to put pitchforks on or trend lines. Do you guys all do pitchforks? Good. Yeah, good. They're really, really, they're so powerful. Yeah. Kind of like to have a traditional kind of try to find something that might give, especially when got an idea which way direction price is moving, especially the 30. Have a little nose and see what I can get, if I can get some decent hits if it's not a traditional. Okay. That's it, I think. I can't think of anything else that you beginners, or kind of intermediate beginners, if you know what I mean, to kind of adding a little bit more stuff to kind of, help you along the way, really. Like I say, it's important. But you can use, what I do is use, I'll just show you I'll show you a setup. Okay, what I do just to kind of, but I don't want you guys to do it. You can do it on your 30 minutes or your, also Steve does suggest when you go into a trade, see what the 30 is doing. Have a look at the higher time frame as well. So yeah, have a see what the 240 is doing. Okay, because the 240 will have influence. Okay, so you could have the 30 in the power zone. Okay, you could have the 240 snake in or coming into a snake. Downward pressure, you've got all this moving down. Okay, so the high probability to get into a trade, especially if you've got the 30 in the power zone, and you've got the 10 in the upper extreme, that's kind of like stacking your odds in potentially in your favor. Okay, you might have a trend line you put onto it, you might have a pitchfork. Okay. What time is this? You might have something not quite the third greatest hit. But this, your alarm you might have a pitchfork. The pitchfork or a trend line on, and your alert goes off. Okay, you got the influence of the 30 there, haven't you? Because it's that extreme. Okay, but still, okay, you get the gist. Do you take buys on a pitchfork looking down? That's for you as a starter. Now you're kind of jumping ahead of yourself there. You need to right, okay. You really want to be looking at something like if the 30 is moving down, okay. Depends on channel size and everything else, but as beginners, you really got to kind of keep it as simple as possible and start looking at if this was a channel or a pitchfork running down, okay. You want to be looking at, you potentially would be wanting to look at something like, look at that, okay. It's taking a sell, okay, as the 30s, you can see here the 30 moving down. See, the 30 is moving down here, okay? Now you can see price is moving down, okay? No, it hasn't shown here, but ideally, if it's happening, yeah, for instance here, okay? So, I mean, there's an argument, I suppose you could say, okay, the power, you've got the 30s and the no influence of the 30 here, okay? So you kind of got, you got divergence, prices bounced off, and you got small, you got potentially of 30, I'll spit it out. Potentially you've got divergence here, okay, off the DC45 or the daily close here, okay. So that kind of stacks my probability of creating pips, okay. But I know I'm going. I know potentially I am going against the trend. I'll have a nose and see what the 240 is doing, okay. But at the end of the day, that it did move up. But this, okay, I would be having my alert set up for the power 10 up here, okay, for it to come up in, or you know, it may come up here, and then be looking for sells. Because look at this, you know, if this criteria met nicely, these should be in there, like, you know, in there like somewhere, okay. Okay, so that, yeah, you Esteban, you're just jumping ahead of yourself there, okay. Understand what's going on. Don't rush into it, anything, because you'll leave stuff behind and you'll end up double backing on yourself again. Okay, I've done it, and it says you end up losing weeks and weeks because you've kind of gone too far too quickly. Okay. Right, hopefully, if that's been of some help. Do you have anybody have any questions before I close off? Okay. Has it been, is there any, have I brought any, you know, brought any value to the session here? I'm just trying to help you beginners to kind of get started really and understanding what is happening. Okay. Welcome, Doug. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It helps you a lot. Oh, fantastic. That's all I want to know. As long as I'm helping somebody, you know, I feel like I'm, as long as I'm helping, because I'm, you know, it's important. Thanks so much. Very helpful. Great. Thank you. That's brilliant. Well, as long as I don't care, actually, as long as I'm helping you guys, as I said, I enjoy it anyway. And it kind of keeps, and also keeps my mind, keeps me focused, and keeps me kind of like, you know, if I'm missing something, doing something silly, I can kind of go back and have a look and see what I'm doing. But okay. I am the same boat as you. Just dyslexic. I'm terribly dyslexic. It's terrible. It is. I read books and stuff, but as soon as I start to write, because I love to comment on more on people's posts that they do on scans, forks, and fibos. But I think I did a paragraph on back along, and it must have taken me so long. It took me forever. Even I had to get my wife to check my spelling and everything. That's just the way it is. I suppose there's not much you can do about it, but I do try my best. Yeah, it's the write-up stuff. I just struggle with it so much. But anyway, I love my charts. It's my PlayStation. You know, it's my strategy game. It's like playing chess for me. Stacking up the probability to take the king or the queen out. You know, getting rid of those pawns. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Been a great session. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Loads of questions going on. Nice lovely attendance as well. So really good. Lovely jubbly. Because originally my session wasn't going to go this week. Wasn't too sure if I'm going to go off into the country because of the close down, but I've decided to stay put. If I have to, I can go. At least I can go fishing. Need be to have some food. If everything goes wrong. Right. Let me, before we go, I need to bring the disclaimer up. Right. Take care, guys. Be safe. Ciao.